Hello everyone, my name is Tuff. Welcome to our new YouTube video. I am Tuff, I am 22 years old, I'm an artist, I love plants, and I'm a proud cat parent of two Canon tubs. Welcome to this week's video. Today's video I'm going to be talking about perfectionism. If you don't know how my channel works, I usually have a topic that I talk while I do my art, that is perfectionism today. I have a couple projects I did for the last 2 weeks. I will be showing that to you guys today. I made a doll. What else did I do? I made a doll. I made a Christmas gift for our editor, James. You guys know James? Actually, I don't even know if you know James. But James is my editor, if you guys didn't know. Yar. And I also watched a movie this week. I watched The Boy and the Heron by Hayao Miyazaki, or How Do You Live? Yeah, I think that's what I did. And I also did some plant unboxings because, plants. Okay, so let's get into day one. Well, not really day one, but yeah. So before I get onto the topic, I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the piece. I'll talk a little bit about it, and then I'll carry on with the topic. Before I get started with my day, I usually like to go to Pinterest. I like to browse and just look at stuff. I found a picture of a mantis, and I was like, I could make an anthropomorphized version of a mantis, which is really cool. So I went with it. I found a reference and I made the mantis. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the materials that I used because I wanted this to be permanent. Since I'm making an acid doll, I used Super Sculpey medium strength. I'm pretty sure it's called Folklore paint. It's just a generic paint brand that you can get anywhere in New Zealand, I'm pretty sure. I really like it. I'll let the video go on of my whole process while I'll talk a little bit more about the main topic today, which is called, oh my gosh, like the SpongeBob meme, perfectionism. For me, perfectionism means that it's like a hunger of making something perfect, which is pretty much exactly what the word means. It's that hunger or that itch to keep perfecting your work and not really just be happy with it. At least that's how I see it. I personally get annoyed. I used to deal with this a lot. I still deal with it today, but a little less. I'll tell you guys a little bit about it. I used to never finish my pieces, which I still do. Not finishing your piece isn't really the end of the world. I usually couldn't finish my pieces when I'm working on it because I'm unhappy, or I just keep tweaking something until it looks very off. Perfectionism is a very annoying thing to have. I'm lucky enough that my perfectionist bone in my body is not really as strong. I'll tell you more a little bit about my struggles with perfectionism because I mainly do sculpting and digital art. I used to really focus on the anatomy. I would watch 2 to 3 hours worth of videos and buy a lot of books just to learn anatomy. Learning anatomy is not bad. I'm just saying there's this fixation of me to learn and absorb everything first before I draw. I was already kind of scared before starting to actually draw. It's kind of scary not knowing what you're doing. What the Hello? It's scary not knowing what you're doing, especially when... Hello? What the hell am I saying? It's scary not knowing what you're doing in advance because... Oh my god. Okay, shut the up, wait. Okay, I think what I was trying to say is it's scary to fail. So you have this drive to absorb a lot of things. At least for me, all it did was really just frustrate me. It just takes root from perfectionism, being a perfectionist artist. It doesn't really just apply with being an artist. It could be in a lot of things. You could be a mechanic, or well, you kind of need to be perfect when it comes to mechanic and electrical shit. But you know what I mean? My only reference here is only being an artist. I guess writers, poets. I don't like it. I'll continue this topic a little bit more. We're finishing up. So it's finished now. I tried to apply everything that I learned from my previous doll. This is, by the way, my second doll. The first doll that I made ever was last week's video. I tried to apply everything I learned, everything that I struggled with. I worked around it. I knew things from my previous work and I applied it here. It's still not perfect. I do think it's a lot better than my previous piece. I do think that she's very cute. She turned out very floral. She just turned out really nice, which is giving very fairy core vibes. I love it. I still hand sewed everything, by the way, just because I could not be asked to use the sewing machine anymore, and I could hand sew it, so why the not? So that is it. I'll be moving on now to my next project, which is the gift for James. So James, I have known him since I think almost 2 years now. He's an amazing friend. He is working as an editor with me in this channel. Obviously we're not getting money, but one day he will get paid. What the f am I saying? This gift is just a thank you for him. I really appreciate his work. I wouldn't be able to, I'm sure I could, but not as amazing as these videos are. I really appreciate his time creating really great videos. I thought I'd give him a gift for Christmas as a thank you. I decided to make a shade from Hollowknight, from the Hollowknight universe.
Hollowknight is, in my opinion, the greatest Metroidvania ever made. It stands head and shoulders above its peers due to its impeccable atmosphere, combat, and delicately balanced difficulty. Every level, character, or piece of music builds on a melancholic sense of lost grandeur. You feel the emptiness left behind in the ruins of what was once endless ambition, communicated in such a way that no other media has managed to evoke for me. The atmosphere is not one of hopelessness per se, instead one of existential certainty. All things, no matter how great, must end. Nature shall reclaim what those who seek to conquer it have managed to briefly borrow, and now you must find your place in the ruins. This is one of the few games I've ever gone out of my way to 100%, and I'd easily recommend this to anyone who enjoys challenging yet highly rewarding gameplay or immaculately somber atmospheres.
I personally don't play the game, so I don't know much of the lore, but I know because he could not shut up about it, so I know a little bit. That's also the reason why I'm picking Hollowknight, because yeah, he really loves the game. He has been waiting for Silksong for, I'm pretty sure, years now. I thought I'd make him a little diorama figure. This is also made from Super Sculpey. Same strength and everything, same paint. I just bought this little container on the $2 shop. I'll continue a little bit more about perfectionism. I haven't written down what my approach is with it. I'll tell you guys a little bit more with my approach with perfectionism. I told earlier that I kind of have like a way to deal with my perfectionist self. Over the years of making art, I've developed a style. Well, not really a style, but it's more like a technique. When I make a mistake, when I'm sculpting or when I'm painting, I tend to just leave it there. It's kind of nice. It adds a lot to the piece. Obviously, if it's a big mistake, do something about it. But if it's a small little quirk, I like to leave them there. None of my pieces that are out in the world, I wouldn't really call them perfect. They are perfect on their own, but I wouldn't really say they're conventionally perfect. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know. Oh my god. Shut up! I personally don't strive for perfection. I have this gene, the good enough gene, which is I don't really fixate on making things perfect. For example, when it comes to anatomy, I don't really make sure that everything is anatomically correct. Obviously, the fundamentals and the basics of anatomy is needed when it comes to drawing. I tried to break a little bit of the rules and have this mentality that if you're happy with it, tough, it's fine. It doesn't need to be a one-to-one. I really like my approach because it doesn't really put a lot of pressure on me to make it look perfect. I try to... this sounds so cringy. Oh my god, it sounds so cringy. Hello? 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 Oh my god, I sound like a mom. When you're drawing something, make sure that what you're putting down in the paper or sculpting something, just make sure that you are happy with it, and anatomy or precision isn't really going to make you feel complete. Does that make sense? I have no idea. That's my approach, at least. I thrive on it. I think what I'm basically trying to say is make art and figure out what makes you tick. Figure out what part of your process makes you happy. Perfection and precision when it comes to anatomy, color, shadows, depth, perspective, it's not really that important as long as you like what you're outputting. Those are not bad. You know, having those goals are not bad. But if you are sacrificing your mental state just so you can have something right when it already works, I don't know, man. I seriously don't know what I'm trying to say here. I do, but it's just not coming out properly. I hope you guys are grasping what I'm trying to say. I like to see my pieces as beautiful on their own. They're not perfect, but they tell a story. I could tell that I made it. I could tell that I enjoyed making it. I have a lot of pieces that I'm not happy about, but it's weird. Being an artist is weird because you have a lot of internal struggles and you tend to just keep it in. And when you actually try to speak about it, it comes out weird. I have no idea. I feel that perfection and precision is the biggest you to beauty. You strive for perfection because you want to make your art pretty or make something to harmonize or to look pleasing or look like how the reference looked like, because you want something to look good. You want something to look the way how it should be. It isn't really like that. Beauty isn't really perfect. I feel that beauty is something that is crafted, or it is a product of hard work, exploration, adventure, just that drive to make. Beauty is a product of how they're created, how they're mixed, how they are sculpted, how they love, how they are loved. I tend to see my pieces as these little adventures that I have. I put so much of my mental thought in this little 8-inch figure. It's just strapped there forever. I kind of like that, instead of fixating on something. Oh my god, the finger looks off, the eyes is not even, it does not anatomically fit. I wrote this thing down. I don't know if it's silly, but I said that beauty isn't molded, it is sculpted, or it's created. I have no idea if this makes sense. I will try to say my train of thought when I wrote it. Molding, you create something and you mold it, and that's what precision is really, or perfectionism. You just want to copy the exact same thing. You want it to look exactly the way you thought it would be, but you're not really allowing yourself to actually welcome the hardships, the struggles of creation. You don't want to give yourself a little bit of break when it comes to creating your piece. You just want it to be perfect. I would like to make my things look perfect, but it's just not how it is. I've accepted that. I'm okay with that for now. Being molded, you pour it in and it will look exactly like how the mold looks. Compared to sculpting, you see how you're making it. There's like a story within that piece. That's something really nice. Oh my god, I feel like Yoda. Holy shit. I feel like I said that really amazingly. You know what I mean? Okay, so, oh my god, she's literally a professor. Oh my god, shut the f up. That's how I view perfectionism, at least. I hope you guys got anything from that, seriously. The next thing now, I did unbox some plants. Today I'm going to be unboxing an Anthurium. It's my favorite genera species of plants. Anthuriums are just velvet, amazing. It's gorgeous, okay? I couldn't literally talk for hours about this stupid plant. Oh my god, it's just great, okay? Anyway, so I am going to be unboxing an Anthurium Dressleri X Frigetii, and this is what it looks like. Well, the mother plant of my plant looks like this plant right here, and the mother plant of the mama plant is this and this, which is a Dressleri and a Frigetii. That's basically how they look. I'll tell you guys a little bit. Okay, it's teaching time. Oh my god, I'm the hot professor. I'm teaching you guys about plant sex. The mama plant of the plant that I have today had sex by itself. They can self-pollinate. So the pollen of this plant was put into the flower of this one and created seeds, and now one of the seeds is this, and it made this. Strong chance it could look exactly like the mother or a little bit of variation. I'm excited to see it. That's what it looks like. So that is the plant unboxing. So, for the movie day, I started the day, I planned everything that day. I am going alone because no one else could go and I really wanted to watch it that day. I watched The Boy and the Heron on IMAX. I was actually quite surprised that it was the first IMAX film. I dressed up for the day. I wanted to dress up as a Ghibli character, but I ended up didn't. I was like, okay, no, I'll just look like myself because I look cute. Oh my god, shut up. So while I was dressing up, my plant actually did arrive in the mail. This one is called a philodendron. It's not an Anthurium this time. It's a Philodendron patriciae. It's this long strappy plant and it looks so freaking cool. It's basically just this long plant. It looks freaking beautiful in my opinion. Unboxed it, quickly dressed up and everything, made sure I looked cute. First destination was sushi because I was really hungry. I didn't eat before I left because I knew I wanted to eat sushi. My favorite sushi joint, they used to have $1 sushi, but prices went up. Business get a business, so it's still fine. I do think that their sushi is worth it. It's freaking amazing, especially the spicy ones. It's so good. After I finished that, I went and bussed. I made sure that I had an hour or two just before the movie starts so I can go around the city, I can walk, I can see what's up. I looked around, I bussed, I took some shots because I thought it was something, but obviously I'm nothing. So I arrived in the city and it was all nice and stuff. I looked cute, I bought some stuff, I looked at stores. So I then got the ticket, I waited for my movie. I'll tell you a little bit more about the movie actually. I saw it on IMAX. I never really realized that was the first IMAX Ghibli film, and I was like, damn, the screen was freaking huge. A lot of people watched it. I'm so happy to be one of the first one to actually watch it. In the country, I won't be spoiling the movie just because I want you guys to have the full experience. All I gotta say is that the movie was freaking beautiful. It's a classic Ghibli. Well, actually, no, it's not classic Ghibli at all. It felt more existential. The movie is so much bigger than it is, than what it's saying on the screen, and that's all I will have to say. It's definitely one of my favorites in the Ghibli category. I really love the movie. I am actually planning on making a boy and heron mojito. I want to make a mojito doll for next week's video. I really hope that it turns out good. It will require me to make clothes, but I have a plan for it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I have a plan for it. Watch out for that video. Very excited. That's the end of my 2 weeks. I just want to say thank you everyone for listening in. Thanks for listening to my rant. Okay, thanks for listening. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you guys in the next 2 weeks. Make sure to go out, go on a date with yourself, have fun. I'll see you guys next week. Merry Christmas as well. I hope you guys have a good one. Ciao.